you had a great weekend. Welcome to Monday afternoon. So today I'm going to talk about a conversation that I had with a client of mine last week. And she was feeling not as energetic as usual when she comes in. And, and she was a little bit sore in one, specifically her right side, her right quad, her right TFL were quite tight. And we were trying to figure out that why. And she happened to mention that she dropped her car off at the car place the day before and then walked 3 miles home, which is not something that she normally does. So we talked about walking a little bit. And people think, oh, walking, whatever, I do it every day, it's not that big of a deal. And it's not particularly skilled. We do all walk every day. But I mentioned to her that a lot of people, what happens is, you kind of have this slumped forward, your shoulders are forward, rounded, you're a little bit buckled over at the hips, just a teensy bit. And what happens when, in your stride, when you're like that, is you tend to use your quads to kind of pull you along. So, you're kind of hunched over and you kind of step and you really put weight on your quads and use them to kind of pull you along. Where if you stand up straight, shoulders back, hips fully extended, and think about really, consciously think about using the posterior chain, the larger muscles of the glutes, and then the hamstrings to push you along as opposed to pulling you along. So, you'll see the difference as I walk back and forth there, and don't have a whole ton of room to do that in, but walk forward, and then you think about pushing with the glutes, pushing with the hamstrings. And so she tried it. She's like, all right, and she walked down the room, and she's like, oh my God, I'm like gliding. Those were the words she used to describe how it felt to really push herself along with her glutes and hamstrings as opposed to pull herself along with her quads. Now that's not to say that would fix any sort of, necessarily fix any sort of asymmetry she has going on in her hips. She might push with one glute, she might push with one leg more than the other, and that side could possibly still be more sore than the other. But what it does is it employs the larger muscles, and it's easier when you actually start to think about it, and once you get to the point where you're not thinking about it anymore, but not that there's not some validity or, not that it's not good to be mindful when you're walking. That's actually one of the best times to be mindful of what muscles you're using, how you're stepping, how it feels, and practice that and really think about, pushing myself along with my glutes. I'm pushing myself along with the back side of my legs as opposed to pulling myself along with the front side of my legs. Give that a try. See how it is. I don't know if you'll feel like you're gliding like my client did that day last week. And I'm curious to talk to her when she comes in tomorrow to find out, if she continued with the mindfulness, if she continued with thinking about how she's using her muscles when she's walking. And, if she kept up with it and how it felt. But anyway, I'm curious about that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a little kind of, I don't know if you want to call it a mindfulness moment, but just kind of thinking about, how you move, and think about, especially in the fundamental, one of the fundamental movements of walking, and that we don't all do it kind of the way our body's meant to do it. There is like a teensy bit of, I don't know if I want to say skill, but you know, when we're in the right posture and when we're thinking about using the right muscles, it's a lot easier to do that, and you kind of relax into it. So if you enjoyed this, if you got something out of it, please share it, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all probably tomorrow, not entirely sure, with a new video. I'll see you later. Bye.